Hi there and welcome. Today I'm going to try out a new piece of equipment that connects to one of my favorite subjects, coffee. As many of you know by now, I'm a heavy coffee drinker. There's seldom a video I publish where coffee isn't present in some way, shape or form, so you might say that's a subject I'm passionate about. When I'm outdoors, I usually go with Cowboy Coffee, but at home the French press is my weapon of choice. It gives me a strong, good coffee that I really enjoy, but outside my home it's less than suitable because it's large, it's bulky, heavy, and made of glass. But recently I got a present from my daughter and it's a travel press, and today I'm going to try it and find out if it can give Cowboy Coffee a run for its money. So the AeroPress Go has everything you need inside its cup. Here's all the equipment you need to make a good cup of coffee, also to say. So we start up picking its parts. First up we have the lid. It's made of silicone. And it serves nice to keep things inside the cup, and if you put it in the bottom when you're supposed to drink the coffee, it will provide excellent heat protection. But if you try to use it like an ordinary trouble mug and thinking that you can keep coffee inside with this lid on, you will be sorely missed, because this lid is much too flimsy to keep tight in that respect. But that's not the purpose of it. Next we have this little disc, and it contains the microfilters you need for the press. According to the manual, it's 20 filters you can keep in there. That may be true or not. And then the press itself, and it consists of 3 parts. First, let's release the plunger, and here we have the chamber, and here we have the part we will put away, and inside this part we will place our filter. And from the get-go they deliver 350 filters in the package, and I think you're set to go for quite a while there. But if this piece of equipment proves to be a success for me, I'm going to invest in the steel filter, because that will last me a lifetime, and it has another advantage that the paper filters doesn't have. It won't dissolve when it rains on it, and rain is something we get a lot of here on the west coast of Sweden. So let's tighten this up like that. And now it's just time to add coffee. And there's a scoop inside. According to the manual, 1 scoop of the coffee you choose in here will give you the perfect coffee. However, this is a product made in the USA, and I have tried that watered down liquid that poses as coffee in the United States, and that simply won't do. So for me, I can tell you, 2 scoops it is. So let's bring out the coffee. And today I will actually do 2 cups of coffee. The first one is the one that I usually make a Cowboy Coffee of, and the scoop is on strike right from the get-go. And I don't know if you can see it on camera here, but it's very coarse ground, and it's medium roast, and it gives a very good Cowboy Coffee. So I will try out that first to get a good comparison to what I usually drink. However, I also brought the coffee I usually use for a French press. It's still coarse ground, because if you tried a fine ground coffee in a press sometime, you know that the filter would clog up almost immediately. It's like pouring concrete down the tubes. So I will try this later, because this is my weapon of choice when it comes to French press. But that's later on. So, and then the last piece of the equipment inside. This is the stirrer that you're supposed to stir in the chamber. And I would say this is the most useless piece of equipment there is inside. I will leave this at home. I will use it today, but and later on I will leave this at home, because I always bring a spoon out, or I can stir with a knife, or any random piece of stick from the wooden floor. So today it's its maiden voyage, but it won't be anymore. So now we are just lacking water. So let's get that going. Yes, and the water is boiling. So let's add it here. And now for a gentle stir. And let's insert the plunger and give it a firm, slow press. Et voila! So you might see here in the bottom there is all the grit from the press, and there should be none in the cup, and that's an advantage if you compare to the Cowboy Coffee, because I guess most people trying out Cowboy Coffee for the very first time, they will get a mouthful of dreg when they're chasing down the last sip in the cup. But let's see how this tastes. It certainly smells good. Yes. I think 1.5 scoop would be perfect. I guess taking 2 is overdoing it a bit. But I'm not sorry, because I like my coffee hot as hell, black as sin, and bitter as my soul. And this is perhaps a bit more bitter than I am, but no way. I'll enjoy it anyway. So I'll just finish this one up, and let's rock on for the next cup of coffee. Yes. Oops. Bar cliff. So it's true to the claim. No grits in the cup. It all stayed here. So let's dispose of the grits. I got a plastic bag for that purpose. And you can see here the paper filter and almost like a patty cake of coffee powder. So let's push that out. And let's repeat the process. But now with the coffee I usually keep for my French press at home. So here is the residue. I guess you can see it there. And I'm going to bring that away from here. So let's rinse and repeat, as they say. A new microfilter. We put it in the chamber. And let's fill up with coffee. And for a comparison, you can see it's not as coarse ground as the last one, but still it's a coarse ground. So, and I learned from mistakes, so half scoop should be sufficient. And I can hear that the water is done. So let's turn off the gas. And let's pour another cup all the way to the brim. And insert the plunger, and another slow, firm push. Also a good cup of coffee. Hell yeah. Well, I can tell you that much. The AeroPress Go definitely gives the Cowboy Coffee a run for the money. Especially when I took the coffee powder that's made for a French press. The dark roast, and I have a better dosage the second time. So this is definitely will provide you with a good cup of coffee. There's no doubt about it. Then will I go for this all the time? Well, to be honest, there's very few things in my collection of gears I use all the time. I tend to mix them up depending on what kind of hiking I do and so forth. But the advantage with Cowboy Coffee is I just need this mug and a heat source and I'm set to go. I don't need anything else because I put the grits down here and they remain there when I'm done, and I just wash it out. So this kit, it might be lightweight, 323 grams, or I think roughly 11.4 ounces in old money. It's not heavy, but it's extra weight. So if I'm not so sensitive to weight, this will be a good alternative to get this superb cup of coffee. The other disadvantage, if you compare the mugs, usually a cup of coffee for me is 5 deciliters, half a liter a cup. That's my standard ration. So this is far less, perhaps maybe 2.5 deciliter. So it's a small cup of coffee. But I would say it's good. And since I got it as a present, I can't tell you if it's value for money. For me, of course, it's a good value for money because I got it for free. It's a present. Would I recommend someone to buy it? If you're really into French press, you like that sort of thing, and you want to be able to do that everywhere you go, and have a hard time with the grits from Cowboy Coffee, I think it's a good alternative. It's compact, important. You got everything you need here. It's saved for the coffee. And I think it's a much better solution than instant coffee, because that's, I said it before and I say it again, that's an abomination. No one should have to suffer that. So this is a good hike for me. I got 2 cups of good coffee. So what can I say? It's been fabulous. Well, thank you for this time. And I hope I'll meet you up for new shenanigans another time outdoors. But until then, cheers.